Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a G2SP. It's a tier 7 Japanese tank destroyer. It's located on the north spawn of Abbey, and it's under the command of Deathnub. Now, this is a tank destroyer with a rather powerful main gun, normally the 105mm, and it's capable of doing 320 alpha, 205mm pen with standard ammo, and with the premium AP it can do 244, so increase of about 40mm for using premium. Now, it does have particularly strong armor on the front of the vehicle, and of course it's angled, as you can see, so it can deflect quite a few shots fired at it. So let's see how he gets on. Well, opted to go down the lake road. He's knocked a few trees down for cover in the rear just in case he has to go back to it, and then he's moving forward. No enemy in sight on the lake road yet, but the enemy has been spotted in the grounds of the Abbey. Trouble is, from this position, it's very difficult to see the enemy on that road. And he has spotted someone, but it's a little late because that SU-100M1 has suddenly got into the cover of the rocks. So what's he going to do next? Standard reload is 7.86 seconds. You can see that Deathnub's got it down to 6.74. He's decided to move up. The Covenant is still covering in the bushes just in case, and he is a light tank, so he's got a better view range. But that T-150s went straight for the rocks after he took a round. And he's not healthy now. Let's see what we can do with this one. Well, it looks like we both blocked each other's shots in that one. Just goes to show how tough the Chi-2 is at the front. It's got 250mm of armor, which means that, oh, well, our T-150 just went down instead. Yeah, so 250mm of armor, and then we bounced around that came from the SU-100. He's now one shot, so it'll only take one round to take him out, but I think the Nashorn that's coming up behind him doesn't really understand what we are. Oh, that one hit the tracks, I think. And he fixed his tracks, and he puts an 88mm round into us. And the Nashorn, well, the SU-100 fires a 100mm, but oh, he didn't fire there. He wasn't ready, but he will be ready next time. And he's moving up. Yeah, easily got that, even though we were interfered with by the Covenanter. Yes, he doesn't realise that he was actually upsetting our aim and potentially costing us more hit points. We've dropped down to 220 now. That's very low. He's lost a lot of damage in that game, over 500 of which went to the SU-100M1. Okay, there is an enemy tank, a KV-1. It's a tier 7 game with tier 5 tanks in it. KV-1 took the first shot. We got 164. Second one piles on through, and he gets a high roll for 323. Next shell should badly damage him. Yeah, it does. Another high roll, 345. We're blocking shots that are coming from a Cavalier. Ow! Well, the Cavalier managed to get a penetration as well, and I think that it was an armor piercing. He actually fired an armor piercing round at us. Yeah, but the round that came back was rather big and juicy. And oh, now we're down to 61 hit points, but the Cavalier's gone. But we lost our engine there, and unfortunately, our engine's still on cooldown. Or our first aid kit, our repair kit rather, still on cooldown, so we can't repair the engine just yet. But we should be able to momentarily. There's a T1 Heavy out there. Can't get a shot on him, he's round the back of that house. He is putting rounds into our SU-100 actually. And we've got an enemy tank just entering our cap area, or near it. Got a Jackson nearby. We just lost our gorilla. The worry about the Skoda is it's a 3-shot autoloader, and the Jackson will... Oh, that was good! Through the back of the turret of the T1 Heavy. Makes him a one-shot. And he's gone. Okay, the Covenanter killed the T1 Heavy. That was the guy who got him. The guy who interfered with us. And yeah, it's worrying now because the Jackson is about to die, and in fact he has died, and so Yeah, Deathnub's decided he has to return to the cap because we haven't got anybody else to defend up there. The Poodle and the AT are down in the south of the Abbey, and the Leopard, well, he's tier. Is he tier 5? I think he is tier 5, isn't he? Yeah, it's the VK1602 by another name. And, well, he might have the autocannon or the 5cm main gun. It looks like the Skoda that was with him has actually gone into the Abbey village and is now tussling with our Poodle. And the Poodle got him. So we've got somebody in the cap, and it could be the T29 because he was last seen on the west side of the map, but he could easily have driven down by now to the cap. So we're about to find out who it is. It is the T29. Okay, we've been spotted. Try and get it in through the tracks. Well, he does get it in, but only 64 hit points. I think it was an HE round. And I forgot to mention, the HE rounds are only capable of 420 output, but they only pen 60 millimeters of armor. He's now loaded the extra AP rather, the added AP or super AP. Ouch! That one was a wasted shell. He tried to get it in, but he can one-shot the T29, and he does. Well, that's good news. The bad news is now only the Poodle is left alive, and we're facing 3 enemy tanks. Now, the Leopard went down the first channel, the one nearest to us. The M6 and the 60G FT are on the other side of the map, supposedly. And the Poodle's come back through the cap area, and he's now joining us. It looks to me like Deathnub is trying to set up an ambush. Yeah, he's knocking the trees down to provide a bit of cover. He has to expect that the enemy might actually come up behind him. Oh! Ran into the Poodle, who's badly scarred. Well, he was in a gunfight with a Skoda, so he had to take a lot of automatic shells. Given that there's only 2 of them, I get the feeling that Deathnub's decided that the best thing for him to do is actually to go defensive and just defend the cap. In fact, that's what he said, defend the base. So we've just got to wait. The Poodle's covering the other side, so actually Deathnub doesn't need to be looking in this direction because the Poodle's looking in this direction for us. I guess he's angling, thinking that the Leopard's going to be the first one back, just to size up the area. He's nicely covered. He's got the bushes all around him. That should provide adequate cover. And he's got a very, very big gun. Remember, that gun can do a lot of damage very quickly. And I don't think that that Leopard, even though he's got half his health left, will survive very long up against that gun because he only needs 2 shots to take him out. Mind you, we've only got 61 hit points. He only has to get 1 shot in the right spot and he kills us outright. But he's got to get through that frontal armor of 250 millimeters before he can do that. So we don't want to present a side shot to him or a rear. Ideally, we just want to present a front and take him out that way. Oh, Leopard's appeared. He's actually behind us. There you go. He picked the right spot to come up to get us. Oh!
Enemy armor destroyed.
Well, that was an Amarak. That went right in and blew the thing to pieces. And that's good because it doesn't take more than 1 shot. And remember, his alpha's 320, so getting that hit, it's better than gambling. And yeah, nice shot. I suspect that he might have the skills to actually enable him to get a decent shell. And it looks like the Poodle's decided to go to the other side where the wreck of the T29 is, so he can cover it from a different angle. And Deathnub is trying to fire through the bushes just in case the M6 comes up that way. It's a reasonable bet that he might. He's decided to use the other bush. Nope, changed his mind. He's rocking backwards and forwards between them. You have to be careful because otherwise the vehicle might be exposed at just the right moment when the enemy turns up, and then he'll see you straight away. Of course, the Chi-2 was one of the new Japanese tank destroyers, a lot of which were actually already documented by Arty Noobs. If you remember, back in 2017 when, or in fact in 2016, we actually did a full brief and photo history on all of the vehicles that weren't in the game and should have been in the game, and we put these forward as potential SPGs because technically a tank destroyer is a self-propelled gun. And the 60 GPFT has turned up. There he is. Okay, he's obviously knows he's been spotted. Oh, that went right over the top of him. We get a shot. Well, he bounced one, and that one blew him to pieces.
Destroyed.
And it looks to me like the Poodle fired just at the same time as we did. His shot weakened the guy up. Our shot took 250 hit points out of him, and he's goner. That means now that Deathnub's got a top gun. And there's only one enemy remaining against two tanks, so they've actually turned a losing game into a winning game. And we've got 4 minutes left on the clock. I think Deathnub's worried that the M6 might be just behind that 60 GFT. But no, he's not. He's not in sight. We would have had a sixth sense go off if he was within range. So now we've got to go down the western corridor. And it looks like the Poodle is going to go down ahead of us. Well, he must realise that we've got the bigger gun out of the two. He's only got a 75mm, whereas we've got that big 105. And our 105, well, it's in the tier 7 tank destroyer. He's only a tier 6 premium medium. Okay, nobody in sight so far. This is the corner. Have to watch out, because if we do get spotted, or if Sixth Sense suddenly goes off, we're going to have a corridor gunfight. Nope, hasn't gone off, so nobody, he's not down here. We can go hit as far south as we can quickly. The M6 was last seen on the next corner. Poodle about to go in ahead of us. He's got much more hit points, so he can take a shot from the M6. Remember, the M6 has a 90mm gun, so he's probably got at least 230, 240 alpha, I think, if I remember correctly. In which case, then he could take at least 2 hits from the M6 and still survive, whereas 1 hit from the M6 will be enough to finish off the Chi-2 SP. So it's a good job that he's actually following up slowly behind. Mind you, the Chi-2 is not fast. It's only 40 kilometers an hour, so that's about as much as you're going to get out of it. Okay, Poodle's going up first. There's the 2-minute warning. It'd need both of us in the cap in order to cap out. M6 is probably waiting in ambush, and I think I'd know where I'd go if he was in ambush. I'd be waiting down in the corner. And he is down there. There he is. Okay. Relax. That's it. First shot. Good hit. Second shot will kill. He's on the move. Oh! The Poodle takes the kill to win the game. And we don't mind that because that means we've won. Well, that victory was better than I thought because it was a first ace tanker for Deathnub. Congratulations on your first ace. Yes, you can tell it's the first ace because you've got the scrolls underneath the M. That's the only time you ever get it, so well done. He got a 5 for effect for doing more damage than hit points for his own vehicle, Duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, Bruiser Medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in this game. He got 11. He got a demolition expert because he blew that leopard apart. Well, 1 shot to the ammo rack and bang, he went off. He got a sharpshooter for getting 10 or more consecutive shots on the enemy. Shellproof for blocking more damage than hit points to his own vehicle. And get this, he got 4 other medals as well. He got the Spartan medal for blocking a non-penetrating hit from an enemy team when less than 10% of his hit points. And of course, that was the shot that came at him from the 60 GFT, bounced off his frontal armor. He also got the high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, a top gun for getting at least 6 kills, and on top of all that, because he survived the game, blocked at least 11 hits or survived at least 11 hits and at least 1,000 hit points of damage, potential damage, and was still alive at the end. He got the steel wall as well. His win rate in that game, 7,437, which is super unicum and a lot more. Let's have a look at the team scores. Well, yes, top of the table, 3,655 hit points. Next highest scorer was the M6, funnily enough, 2,443. Well, I suppose we should have accepted that because of the fact, or expected it, because he was the last survivor of their team. He probably knows how to stay alive. The third highest in the game turned out to be the M6 on our team as well. 2,081 went to him. When it went to kills, though, again, it's Deathnub. 6 kills to him. 3 kills to the M6, 3 kills to the Skoda T25. And when it came to base XP, he's got that one. So he's got the top in all 3 columns. He got 1,509. He's the only player to get over 1,000 base in this game. The next highest being the M6 on our team with 913, followed by the Poodle, who got 815. I guess that was nice for him to get the last kill of the game. Just as a sort of like courtesy. He could have taken it or left it for Deathnub. Left it for Deathnub to take out, because of course he would have definitely got it with his next shot, no doubt about that. But the Poodle was right to let Deathnub get the shot that would actually take away the hit points, and then while sitting in the cap, he blasted in one. So let's have a look at detail. Deathnub fired 24 rounds in the game, got 17 direct hits and 14 penetrations, 1 splash. 3,655 hit points of damage, of which 620 were at more than 300 meters. He didn't fire many long-range shots. In fact, that shot from the killing the Leopard, the 60 GFT, and the M6 were probably the long-range shots. He received 12 hits from the enemy during that game, though, only 5 of which actually penetrated, 7 non-penetrations, 1,310 hit points of damage blocked by armor. 9 enemy vehicles were damaged, 6 were killed, so he could have actually gone to a Radley's. 518 hit points of damage assistance, and he got 26 defense points when he reset the cap. On a premium count, he actually made a loss of 22,849 credits from the game, but I don't think he'll mind that in the slightest, because after all, he did get an ace tanker, his first. He also got 2,263 experience points out of it as well, so it was a nice win, an ace and stuff he calls it. Yeah, it was a very good win. That was a good game, and he played the G2 SP very, very well indeed. You can see this is quite a deadly little tank destroyer. Well, I say little, it's actually quite big, but it does have that 250 millimeters at the front, so long as you keep your front to the enemy, you're okay. If you leave your sides to the enemy, you're in a lot of trouble, because it's only got 45 millimeters at the side, 30 at the rear. So yeah, keep your front to the enemy and you'll be all right. Well, congratulations to Deathnub on your first ace tanker. If you enjoyed that game, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And please remember that we're trying to raise funds for Edwin E20 of the Awesome Epic guys, because he's potentially could be losing his house, and we don't want him to lose his house, because of course they do produce rather good videos over at AEG, him and Swatch together. And there is a link in the description to this video, so you can go over there and whatever you want to give, it's up to you. It's a GoFundMe, so you can pay a quid or even a couple of quid, and that would be great. Thanks for watching.